I'm Tyler Austin from Gungnir Strategic. Thank you so much for watching. I want to preemptively apologize for my voice. I've been sick the last 2.5 weeks straight, so that's been a huge bucket of suck. So if my voice sounds off and raspy or whatnot, now you know why. So in this video, I'm going to briefly talk about Viz lasers for CQB. Basically, there are two camps on this, the yay and nay side. I am firmly in the yay, and I'm going to give you the reasons for that. As an aiming device, they are great, in particular when you are working from like your offside or some sort of other weird position. So if I'm rolling this gun and working on my offside, it's phenomenal. Viz lasers are really, really great for that. Obviously, IR lasers is a whole nother discussion. You'd use that a lot too. But in terms of Viz lasers, they do make for a great secondary aiming device. Now, I'm going to caveat this by saying that predominantly they are most useful when the laser is full power. So basically like a class 3 laser. And not saying that a lower power laser isn't useful. You can use it, and it certainly can be used as an aiming device. However, because its power is so limited, it makes it more difficult to use because it's not going to be as visible as a higher power laser, especially when you're dealing with things like a dark backdrop like this wall right here. I'll demonstrate that here in a second. Or if the person you are aiming at is wearing darker clothing. Obviously, dark colors absorb light. So if you're pointing a laser at someone who's wearing a black hoodie, as an example, that laser is not going to be as bright as if they were wearing a white hoodie, which would reflect more of the light. So that can be one of the bigger disadvantages to lower power lasers. Also, when you are using it alongside a white light, so you're shooting out a white light along with the laser, obviously with a lower power laser, that white light is more likely going to wash out the laser and make it harder to see. Again, it's not that you can't see it, it's just going to be not as bright and harder to see, especially under stress. And the full power laser, that's where you really start to see it shine and the differences in the low power versus high power lasers. Particularly when you're running a white light, the brighter the hot spot, i.e. the more candela that light produces, the bigger that effect becomes. So I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate what these lasers look like, the low power versus the high power. So right here, you can see the low power laser. So this is the laser on low power. This is on a darker wall, so you can see that's going to be not as bright as if I was pointing it at the white door. So that's it on low power. So I'm going to swap over to high power. So here's the laser on high power. Obviously a lot more brighter. Even on the dark wall, it's very easy to see along with the ambient light. And then on the door frame, the white door is significantly brighter. I would demonstrate this with the white light, but I found that on camera, the laser doesn't really show up well with the white light. It's just the way the camera sees it, so it's not really worth showing. But in person, there is a big difference between how visible the high power laser is versus the low power when in conjunction with a white light. Now, Viz lasers have a lot of advantages and uses beyond just as a secondary aiming device. They are used for communication, deconflictions, and so forth. They can be used for a lot of different, more signaling type uses beyond just aiming. So just throwing out a few examples, if I was working a threshold from an offset and I wanted to signal a guy to open this door, right, I can use the laser to help signal that. Deconflictions, if I'm trying to deconflict with a security element and I can use a laser along maybe with also a white light to deconflict with them, that's another use. So they have a lot of uses just beyond aiming. In fact, they are probably more used for signaling than anything else in some form of communication. With the communication, you don't necessarily need a high power laser for that unless you're using in conjunction with a white light. But in terms of aiming, that's where you really want that high power functionality. But for general signaling and communication and all that, you don't really need the high power function. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up. So yes, I am firmly in the yay side for Viz lasers. Maybe I'll do more videos in the future going in depth on using Viz lasers, both as an aiming device and as a communication and signaling device as well. So if that's something you guys are interested, maybe I'll do more specific videos on it in the future. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'm Tyler Austin from Gungnir Strategic. Thank you so much for watching.